Xin chào các bạn đã đến với chương trình Lan Bercu TV. Vị khách mời của chúng ta hôm nay là ông Steve Cohn. Từ bé khi làm việc giúp cho cửa hàng quần áo của gia đình, ông đã nhận thức sự quan trọng của việc chăm sóc khách hàng. Ông đã tư vấn cho những tổ chức như Mercedes-Benz, Mazda, FedEx, Mastercard, Delta Airlines và Google. Ông là thành viên của Hiệp hội Diễn giả chuyên nghiệp Hoa Kỳ và Liên đoàn Diễn giả quốc tế. Steve là tác giả của quyển sách Tôi tạm dịch, hãy vượt quá mong đợi của khách hàng. I am so curious to know about your story. So tell us how and when you first experienced the value of customer experience.
Well, as you said in the introduction, I grew up in a men's clothing store.
Right.
And by the time I was a little kid, I was hanging out in the store.
Right.
In fact, I like to think that I was a greeter before Walmart had greeters. You know, people would walk in and there I'd be like 3 years old going, hi, and that would be it, you know. But I was cute then. But by the time I was a teenager, I was working there summers and for Father's Day and for Christmas, and really got to know what it meant to be in a retail store and know the value of customers. And it was a neighborhood store, so my grandfather and my father knew all the people in the neighborhood. It was right across the street from this huge church, and he knew all the people in the church, and it was just a great environment to learn how to run a business, how to be part of the business, and to have the kinds of relationships with customers that you need to have to be successful.
Right. Right. You said that the kind of customer relationship you need to have to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any metrics, any direct correlation between customer service with the business result and business bottom line?
It's really very interesting, right? And a few statistics just stood out to me, but one of them that answers your question is one of the things we found is that of all the Mercedes-Benz dealers, there's over 350 dealers in the United States, and that we all want to make the number profitability, and that comes directly from customer experience and, of course, the employees who do what they need to do. Yes.
Process. You mentioned about Mercedes-Benz, and I know that Mercedes-Benz is all about experience.
Right.
It's top-notch. It's very elite kind of car. How about lower end, product services where they don't charge that kind of money? They have very much room to give you that unbelievable experience, right? For example, Walmart, I go there, I don't care. I just want to get low price. So is that critical for every industry, every product lines, or what is your opinion about this?
Yes, it is that critical. A Walmart is a Walmart. I mean, Walmart is humongous. It's just so large. But in terms of other businesses, so much of what we do in business doesn't cost anything.
I love how you say that.
Right?
That's the point. As a businesswoman, I want to know we can do something more without. As a small businesswoman, right? And then you do something more without costing us so much money.
That's right.
So can you please elaborate more? Yeah.
It's personal relationships.
Okay.
Personal relationships, and I'm not saying you have to be their best friend. You don't have to, be with them all the time, stuff like that. But it's personal relationships. It's taking it to another level. It's doing things that they don't expect you to do. It's going past and exceeding their expectations, which I'd love to talk about some more. It's all of those things. Years ago, I was working also, it's funny, in the car business, but not before I was with Strativity. But somebody was sitting there and saying that we can't provide what Lexus provides. This was a mid-range auto company. They can't provide what Lexus provides. And I said, has anybody in here ever been in a Lexus dealer or ever owned a Lexus? And somebody raised his hand. In fact, it was a vice president of the company. So I said, oh, really? He says, yeah, I haven't been with this company forever. He said, but I owned a Lexus, and I used to go to the Lexus dealer. And he describes this incredible experience. And then I turned to the group and I said, so tell me, what in all the things that he mentioned can we not do at our company?
I love your question. Can we not do?
Can we not do?
Right.
Are we unable to do here? I mean, Lexus is wonderful. But what can't we do? Can we do what they said that they do?
Right.
Can we take it to that level?
Right.
Can we do those types of things? And most of those things are personal touch actions that you take with customers.
Right.
And that goes for retail, that goes for business to business, it goes for any kind of a relationship you have in business.
Right. Do you see a tendency to for people to less interact with you face to face, or they refuse to? They prefer to Facebook you more. You know what I mean? Even it's a business transaction,
Right.
for example. What is your opinion about that?
So I machines, and I put my money in the machine, and down comes my soda, and I grab my soda, and I look at the machine, and suddenly it hits me. I said, "That's the internet. You go to the internet, you order your product,
Right.
you give them your money, and your product's delivered to you."
Yeah.
And I work with businesses all the time who are always so crazy about what are we going to do with the internet? What are we going to do? You know, it's crazy. I don't know what I'm going to do. How do we compete?
Exactly.
And I say, well, if you're not giving your customers anything more than that vending machine is giving them, then you're dead. Then you're finished. And people have gotten to the point where, you know, if I can get what I need to get on Amazon, I'm just going to get it on Amazon. I think, yes, people will go to the internet, people will use social media to purchase more products if they feel that they cannot get it somewhere else in a different way. You know, there's an old line that says, when everything else is equal, it's all about price.
That's very true.
Right?
I love it.
I think it's the same thing.
Right.
When everything else is equal, it's all about convenience.
So in your opinion, that in nowadays, when we have all the technology, social media, we even have to go above and beyond.
Yeah.
Right? Exceed the customer expectations so you can compete.
Yep.
You can be different.
Yeah. Why should I do? You can be a Amazon,
Right.
you can be a Dell,
Right.
or you can be some little computer company
Right.
down the street.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I love that.
So why should I go with you when I can go with someone else who can give it to me cheaper and just as conveniently as you can?
Right.
So you better give me something else.
Right. I love that. I love that. Me too. And sometimes I have to be like, okay, can I talk to a human being?
Right.
You know, I need a human
Yep.
being with, okay, so that's the distinctive kind of
Right.
service that you need to have.
And I've often said that people are thirsty for human contact today.
Right.
Human contact.
Right.
Companies think that they go on the they create a website, and that's all you need, an absolute personal touch.
So if you could define in one or two words about the importance of customer experience, what would they be? Like the 2 words.
2 words. The importance of customer experience. Make money. It's really as simple as that. You will make more money if your customer experience is better. And it's been proven over and over again.
Right.
It's been absolutely proven.
Yep. I've heard that we have to treat every customer the same way. Is it true?
No. No, in fact, that's a revolutionary concept that is finally gaining foothold. We don't treat every customer the same way because not every customer is the same.
Right.
You treat customers based on a number of different things. You treat customers based on how much business they do with you. You treat customers on how much business you want to do with them.
Right.
You treat customers on how annoying they are, or not.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah,
Or
they
not.
take a lot of your time. In the meantime,
Exactly.
you don't make any volume with them, no business transaction.
Right.
Yeah, we just need to move on.
Yeah, we like to divide customers into 4 categories,
Right.
and those categories are frequent and profitable,
Right.
who are the ones we love.
Right.
They contact us frequently, we talk to them frequently, they buy frequently,
Right.
and they're profitable.
Right.
We have frequent and we have infrequent and profitable.
Right.
These are people we don't see all the time, or talk to all the time, but they buy and they're
Right.
profitable.
Right.
Then we have infrequent and not profitable,
Right.
which with those customers you either have to get them up to frequent and profitable, or at least infrequent and profitable.
Right.
And then you have your frequent and unprofitable. These are the people who call you all the time, who complain all the time, who demand things that you don't really want to give them or you can't give them. And they're unprofitable. Why? Because they're using up your resources. And we only have a certain amount of resources at our disposal all the time. So the question is, do you give it to the frequent and unprofitable, or do you give it to the frequent and profitable? Do you use it to take the infrequent and profitable and make them more frequent?
Right.
Do you use it and take the infrequent and unprofitable and make them at least profitable?
Right.
But if you're going to spend 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%, and you're spending more time on the frequent and unprofitable than you are on the frequent and profitable, and those are the people you want to really spend a lot of time with.
Yeah.
So you don't treat every customer the same. You don't give every customer the same benefit of the doubt. One of the things the general manager calls me over when he's talking to a particular customer, and I go over and he whispers to me, he says, "See that guy over there?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "He buys $500,000 worth of cars every 3 years." I said, "Really?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "You must love him." So he says, "I'm on his speed dial."
Oh, I see.
Right?
Yeah.
Would you go out of your way for this customer? Well, of course you would.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Would you do special things for this customer? Of course you would.
Right.
You know? But the customer who doesn't buy often, the customer who bugs you to no end, I don't know if I would spend the time. Not every customer is the same.
Okay, customers, is it just being nice? How you define it?
It takes an overall commitment on the part of a company, whether you're one employee or you're hundreds of employees.
Right.
It's the overall commitment. It starts from the top. Being nice is a major part of the interaction. But if the system is rotten, if you're not doing the things that have to be done, the basic stuff, you can be as nice as anybody in the whole world. Did you fix what I called you about? Did you solve my problem? Did you get me what I needed? Did you explain it in such a way that I understand why it didn't happen? You're very sweet and you're very nice and all of that, but if you didn't fix my problem, I don't need you. I just don't need you. So a company might be, they ask this question: is it good for the customer?
I love it.
And if the answer is no, you don't do it.
Right.
Look at your process. Also, the best companies also look at touch points. They look at customer touch points. And one of the things we do at Strativity is we do touch point mapping. And we will go into a company and we will map every place that they touch the customer in any way, starting with the time they go on the website, to the time that they purchase the product, to the time that they need service with the product. You map it all out. Every single touch point. Every single touch point. And then we figure out, how are they doing at these touch points? We survey their customers. We find out, so how are they doing at these touch points? On a scale of 1 to 10. How are they doing? But we also ask them, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is this touch point to you? Because if the touch point's not important to the customer, it doesn't matter how well you're doing. Right? But if the touch point's really important, it does.
Why is the title, "It's Not Rocket Service"?
Because it's not. Because it's like, you know, people say it's not rocket science, right? It's not rocket service. Service is not hard. I ask some call center representatives and I say to them, okay, so the first thing we're going to do today, I want you to tell me everything you hate about dealing with companies on the phone. Everything you hate. Just shout them out. And they start shouting them out. I write them up on flip charts, and we come up with 1 flip chart, 2 flip charts, 3 flip charts. Just keep drawing them out, right? What really annoys you? So then we go through the list, and I say, so you hate this stuff, right? They say, here you go. Okay, so here's the first rule of the day. You hate this stuff? Don't do it. Right? It's not rocket service. Right? This is not hard stuff. Everybody knows what they hate in customer service. We do exactly what we hate.
Right. Wow.
You make sure you hire the best people. You make sure that you're very careful in how you hire. You let people go quickly if they're not making it. And you make sure that everybody, or just about everybody, is engaged in their job and are impact performers. What do we mean by impact performers? People who know the impact of their work. Know exactly why they're there. Know exactly why when every time they talk to a customer. This is why I'm here. This is why.
Believe, begin, become. Hãy tin, hãy bắt đầu và bạn sẽ trở thành.